Welcome to the GTP. My name is Scott. We're going to discuss 10 brand new titles coming out for the month of November that I am most excited about. This one's a little different. I have some things that aren't necessarily manhwa or manga, but at the same time, there are series that are ending. There are brand new volume ones coming out. Some of these series I don't know too much about, but you know, I do judge a book by its cover sometimes, but it is a phenomenal month and we're getting ready for the holidays, so this might be a good time. It's not necessarily, I like this almost like a buyer's guide as well as you're looking to get things for people for Christmas time. I guarantee there's at least 2 things I can think of, maybe 3 things on my list I'd recommend for people when I do my Christmas holiday guide in a couple weeks. So let's go ahead and discuss for November things I'm excited about, just 10 things, because there is a ton of great things here. The first I break a little bit. We always talk about going in sometimes volumes 2 for a series. I really like the volume 1, but I'm breaking it a little bit here, and I do apologize in advance, but that's because we get 2 volumes at a time, and that is Baki the Grappler. Here's volume 1 and 2, and now we get 3 and 4. It's almost like every month. Sorry, but every other month. I'm blown away with Baki. I can't believe I'm already talking about volumes 3 and 4 and then 5 and 6. And if you look out online, you can see that you can already pre-order 9 and 10. Kodama Tales is doing a phenomenal job with this series. This would be a great gift for somebody already. But I am excited for November to know that we don't have to wait so long as some publishers, I won't name names, it can be a very, very, very long time in between volumes, especially for a series that's already out in Japan. But Kodama is paving the way. They're amazing force here. So, man, I'm enjoying Baki right now. This is what I am currently reading for my review of Baki. But you've seen before where I glossed on this so much. I really enjoyed Baki 1 and 2 already. I talked about it last month, but with 3 and 4 coming, I think something to bring up. Let's go ahead and talk about another series I'm going to talk about now. The reason why I'm bringing this one up is because we're now getting a box set. And this is from Yen Press. It's none other than Fruit Basket. Now, I know what you're saying here. What about Fruit Basket? It's old. Come on, Scott. Well, I have the lovely, beautiful collector's edition of it, but I'm tempted now to see the box set as you're seeing in the picture, the lovely B-roll here. This just looks incredible. Yen Press actually is known for their box sets. If you see my review for Delicious in Dungeon, phenomenal box set. They did a great job with the Toilet Bound box set, and the Pandora Hearts box set is phenomenal. And here they strike it. Well, it's just amazing again. I'd love to get a copy to review of it, but they are so good when it comes to box sets. So because of that, this is on my radar. I think this would be a perfect gift for somebody. If you don't own the series, this would be the way to go, is now with the box set. Is just phenomenal. I mean, this series has been on for so long, originally with Tokyo Pop. When I first started knowing about manga back in high school, it's because I knew some people that were getting Fruit Basket, and I'm just loving that series. So Fruit Basket, I'm not going to give you more details because I feel like that's talking about what One Piece is about, but Fruit Basket is probably one of the #1 shoujo series out there. So I'm amazed. Again, I own the entire series already, but man, the box set just look very, very nice. So let's go ahead, and also I want to talk about Kingdom Volume 1, which I don't have Kingdom here. The only one I want to cautious with this is the #1 series we've been asking for a long time. I do appreciate, kind of like Baki Kodama Tales is doing, is Viz is going to be giving us 1 volume per month. Now the bummer of that is in a year, that means we're only getting 12 volumes. Now the other thing, I'm a little cautious on Kingdom, it's a Viz Signature Edition, so it's going to be pretty costly. So I'm actually probably going to be waiting a while before I start collecting this series. But I know a lot of people have already jumped immediately as soon as it was available, which I think some retail stores already have available now. They went and picked this up, as this is one of the #1 sought after series that has 75 volumes in Japan and ongoing. Meaning, even if you find a deal for $10 a volume, which is a lot, but for Viz Sig, you're probably gonna find a deal for, let's say, I don't know, 11 or 12 times 80. It's a lot of money for one series. I mean, yeah, it's probably worth it, but it's a thing that I'm just very hesitant on. So I'm gonna wait a while until I can get a good deal on it. But I did want to bring the radar. I do hope they put it on the Viz app, because I'll probably start reading it that way first, just the official translation. I'm so excited for Kingdom. I just think it's going to be a phenomenal series. just has some of the best storytelling currently in manga. All right, another series I'm really excited about here I'm going to show you is the best vampire series I have read, and it's going to be complete with volume 8, and that's Unholy Blood. This is a manhwa from our lovely Eyes Press line from Yen Press. This is a time that people seem to get a little upset as they don't like talking about manhwa as much, but I've really enjoyed Unholy Blood, following this girl who is like this pure blood vampire who has abilities that others do not, and you get to learn her story along the way. And for 8 volumes total, I gotta say, man, it's been such an interesting vampire series. Again, for vampire series, it's my favorite one I have read so far, as I've gone through a ton of different manga and manhwa, and I do appreciate just having everything in color, and it has some great color panels in it for Unholy Blood. Let's go and talk about, since we just get the other manhwa out of the way, so that way if people want to skip, they can. I don't know why, because there's so many good manhwa, but Villains Are Destined to Die Volume 8 is coming out. Why would we bring up a Volume 8? Well, kind of like I thought of this, sort of like Don't Call Me Mystery, where I shared the next volume, 2-in-1 volume again. This can be a long time before we get another volume of Villains Are Destined to Die. My guess it'll be over a year, and there's nothing on the interwebs right now of even an idea when a Volume 9 will be coming out. And I'm even being told some sources there's no announcement that Volume 9 even exists, even when we know that the webtoon is ongoing. Following this girl who gets trapped in this, wakes up trapped in this game as the villainess, and she's just trying to survive, and she has to get 100% love from one of these different male interests. In the same time, they're kind of wanting to kill her, want nothing to do with her. And then this other person comes back, the main character in the game. So Villains Are Destined to Die, this has been such a great series, and I'm excited to get finally a new volume, because man, it's been such a long time since we got the last one. Now I'm excited to share with you one of my favorite series of all time, originally in my top 10, might move back in my top 10. I just decided to pause because Kodansha took a long time giving us, even though the series, I believe, finished, I want to say last summer? But that is Land of the Lustrous. I love this series. The last volume, this is now complete. If you've not checked out Land of the Lustrous so far, this is your time to shine. Go pick up this series. It is a bit of a fast read. It took, I'll be honest, it took me a bit to get into the artwork, since the artwork is very unique in Land of the Lustrous. But man, just this, I don't know, I just fall in love with the series so much. This idea of they are these different crystals, or sorry, different minerals, these girls, and then they're fighting against people on the moon, and then if you lose a part of your body, you also lose part of your memories, and you're not sure what memories you have or don't have, because your memory's just gone. And then the whole series flips the nail on its head on what you think is really going on behind the scenes. So very, very good. I've thoroughly enjoyed Land of the Lustrous. It's one of my favorite series of all time. With the final volume, I hope that it finishes well, where it's still, I can still say it's one of the best series in the world. But Land of the Lustrous is one you need to keep an eye on. Let's go into something that is a bit unique. I've never brought up something like this before. Neither have I ever been tempted to buy one of these before, but I am now, and that is Witch Hat Atelier coloring book. Man, the details of Witch Hat Atelier, and I think this will also be a great, probably a Christmas gift for people as well, for those who love coloring books. Man, Witch Hat Atelier is my number 2 series of all time. I love Witch Hat Atelier. It's so powerful. If you've not read this series, you have to read it now. Every time when people ask me, Scott, what do you recommend? I say Witch Hat Atelier, and I'm like, have you read it? And they say no, so I'm not sure why enough people in the community are not reading Witch Hat Atelier with Coco. Oh, so beautiful. You've got to read the series. It has some of the best world building I've seen in a manga series, and I just think the color book just looks phenomenal. So it's actually a coloring book I'm tempted to get, maybe give to my daughter, and maybe a little just want to see the different pages itself. But Witch Hat Atelier coloring book, I think that is going to be a really cool thing coming out. All right, next I want to talk about the Mushishi's Collector's Edition. This is from Kodansha. This is one of those series that was on my holy grail, hoping someday would become back in print. and now we have, I believe, looks like a hardcover copy that we're going to be getting with almost like a 2-in-1. Now this is one that we've been asking for a long time. Man, just it's a bit of a slow burn type of story here. The anime I know did very well, so I've tried to not keep too much on this because I wanted to not lose the mystery of this series and following the character here. But just because it's on my holy grail, man, we've got to pick up these type of series. If Kodansha is finally listening, that's for the older series we want reprinted, kind of like they've done with Initial D, they now announce with Mars. We got to put our money where our mouth is, and we got to be able to promote these type of things. I think this is going to sell like hotcakes. I think it's Quinoa. They're doing a special edition of this, which I'm going to show here. It looks amazing, so I'm really tempted to get that one instead. But I think this is going to be a highly sought after, already going to be reprinted again. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. I feel like I'm shaking a little bit just the thought of holding on to this series. I think it's just going to be phenomenal. All right, let's talk about a series that is also ending. I don't have this series, but it is very popular. I think it's in the, I want to say it's the top 60 of my anime list for popularity, but not so much on rating. But Don't Mess With Me, Miss Nagiago Volume 20, which now means this series is complete. Now, they have done box sets for this series, which is probably the best way to collect it so far, so you might want to wait that if you don't want to get the singles. But I read the first volume, and I felt it was almost like a Me Too movement reversed a little bit, and I know there's some taunting in there, and some of this be playful, but if he doesn't want you to mess with him, just leave him alone. Leave him alone. Double checking because don't toy with me, Miss Now. If he doesn't want you to toy with you, just leave him alone. But I know a lot of people love this series, and I'm sure they maybe get together at the end of it. But Volume 20, that is now complete. And the last series I want to talk about is Raven Dark Hero Volume 1, coming from Titan Manga. Now, this looks very interesting. I'm judging a book based off its cover a little bit and some of the panels which I'm showing here, but man, it looks very interesting following this character where he wants to be a superhero, but he gets villain powers, and then that fine line of doing what's right and then versus what's wrong. The premise just looks really interesting, and they touch a little bit on My Hero Academia, but I didn't feel like enough. It felt like if you're a villain because you have villain powers and now you're automatically a villain. What do you do here if you want to be good, but you have this evil ability and these dark tendencies? So I'm excited to see what this is. Again, I'm judging a book by its cover, but Titan has come up with some interesting series already, so this is another one I want to pick up. So those are 10 series. I always love to know in the comments below, what are you reading right now, or what do you plan on picking up this November? What are you thinking about the holidays for other people? This is a time for us to start sharing as a community different gift ideas for other people out there, as well as what to read with the holidays coming. This is a great time to get maybe your friend, nudge them a little bit into anime or manga. There are just so many great things out and continue to come out each month. So I gotta say, thank you so much for watching. And when I started this series thing in January, doing one each month, I didn't know how it would go, but apparently these done fairly well. So I'm doing this for you, not my own benefit, because if not, I'd rather just be reading more manga. So hey, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.